How are we to celebrate this Shabbos in quarantine?
The last Farbrengen up until now that we heard from the Rebbe was Shabbos Parshas Vayakel, Chaf Hei Adar Rishon. Same date, same Parsha, only was only Vayakel and not Pekudei. And in the Farbrengen, the Rebbe spoke about many things. And one aspect was about that time was Shabbos Shkolim as well. And the Rebbe spoke about Machzis HaShekel. The fact that every Jew is a half, and he's only complete when he's connected to another Jew. But the Rebbe added something else. Esrim Geira HaShekel, a full shekel is 20 Geira, which means that a half a shekel is 10 Geira. When a person collects his 10 powers and the 10 faculties of his soul, and he brings them to their full power, that's when he is able to connect to his second half, which is another Jew. And even more than that, as a result, he can connect and become one with his second half, which is the Eibishter, which is Hashem. A Jew is half, and as so to speak, Hashem is half. And when we're together, that's when we become 20 altogether, and we become one. The Rebbe spoke about then the fact that Vayakel means gathering together, Pekudei means each thing on its own. And on that Shabbos, it was only Vayakel, it wasn't Pekudei. The Rebbe says we start with Vayakel, even though most years Vayakel and Pekudei are together. On a year when Vayakel and Pekudei is separate, it's saying we have the general thing, and we don't have time to worry about each specific because we already have to go towards the coming of Mashiach. Then the Rebbe spoke about a story of the son of the Samach Tzedek, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak, who was the grandfather of the previous Rebbe. He was the father of Rebbetzin Shtarna Sarah, who was the mother of the Frierdiker Rebbe. And the Rebbe said that Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak was the son-in-law of the son of Reb Nachum of Chernobyl. And before he got married, his father-in-law asked him, "How do you daven?" Because by the Polish or by the other Hasidim, they daven with a minyan. They're careful to daven and to stay with the minyan. Whereas by Chassidei Chabad, we start with the minyan, but then we take time contemplating and davening at length, non-regarding where the minyan is holding. And so he said, I try to daven tefillah b'tzibur together with a minyan. So his father-in-law was happy. The next Shabbos after the chasna, his father-in-law was searching for him. And it was already an hour after davening, he couldn't find his son-in-law, and it was an hour later, and finally when he saw his son-in-law, he said, "Didn't you tell me that you tried to daven with that tzibur?" And so he said to him, I heard from my father, the Tzemach Tzedek, in the name of his grandfather, the Alter Rebbe, that tefillah b'tzibur means gather together all of the 10 faculties of the soul. And I tried to daven tefillah b'tzibur. The Rebbe then added that there's 2 ways to daven tefillah b'tzibur. We can daven tefillah b'tzibur by davening with an actual minyan with 10 Jews, or we can daven tefillah b'tzibur by gathering the 10 faculties of the soul. But gathering together the 10 faculties of the soul takes longer, and it's more of a job, more of work to do. In our time, we have Vayakel and Pekudei together. The Eibishter gave us the power to gather our 10 faculties of our soul together. When we're doing it because of Avas Yisrael, and we're doing it like Moshe Rabbeinu, who was ready to have his name erased from the entire Torah for the sake of the Jewish people. That brought out the essence of Moshe Rabbeinu. So also when a Jew is ready to give up something which is so important to him, here in Kriyas HaTorah, davening with a minyan, in order for Avas Yisrael, in order to maybe help another Jew, that enables us to gather together the 10 faculties of our soul, and with that to have the ultimate Vayakel, the gathering together of all Jews, the revelation of the connection of a Jew with Hashem. Parshas Pekudei, the word Pekudei means missing, and the word Pekudei means remembered and united. When we're lacking something so important, when we feel the lack from the darkness of Galus, the actual and reality is this brings out the same word, the ultimate oneness and the ultimate connection with Hashem, which will be revealed in the time of Mashiach. So this Shabbos, as we sit this Shabbos, every person can concentrate on connecting his 10 faculties of his soul, on bringing out the essence of a Jew that's one with the essence of Hashem, to have the greatest joy possible from the fact that we're preparing for the month of the Geula, and we're preparing together as one with Hashem. And then Matzei Shabbos, when we're able to, because when it's not on Shabbos, we can use all the technological abilities to actually gather together with other Jews. And we're certain, there's no question about it, that we will be Zoicha, like the Rebbe says, B'Nisan Hasidin Ligo, means in the last days of Adar, before Shabbos already. He said this Shabbos will verbring in the third Beis HaMikdash together with Melech HaMashiach, and definitely as we come to the days of Nisan, we'll be already in the midst of the Geula. So this Nisan will be celebrated from the very first second and from the last days of Adar, from the beginning of Shabbos Mevarchim Adar, together with Melech HaMashiach, Vayakel, every single Jew, as a individual, all of us united together as one in the third Beis HaMikdash.